Happy Friday. It's Weather for Weather Geeks time. I'm recording this Friday morning at about 8:20 a.m. And as I record this, we're in a bit of a break in the action. Last night we had a period of a little bit of everything. We had rain, we had snow, we had sleet, even a few reports of isolated pockets of freezing rain out there. As I put the radar in motion this morning, I've got the temperatures plotted up on here as well as the pressure analysis, which I think I'll actually take off to make it a little less busy. There's that precipitation last night. As it moved east, it ran into some dry air and really faded away quickly. And so since about 6:30, 7 o'clock, not much has happened. But as we zoom in, we'll take a look at the local radars here. And some light snow pushing back into Mansfield right now, and some moderate snow extending back west of Dayton on I-70 towards Indianapolis. And some of this precipitation is going to get back into the valley before the end of the morning, but it's not going to add up to much before noon today. Everything is going to be mostly wet. With this type of precipitation, the road crews should have no trouble really keeping up in most spots. It's this afternoon and this evening that we're worried about. Round number 2, the bulk of that is kind of this bulge right through here. This is what's going to continue riding north and east and bring us our moderate to heavy snow this afternoon and this evening. And this storm is behaving pretty much as expected for us, with the worst of the weather occurring probably starting around 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon and lasting up through 9 or 10 this evening. Thankfully, we're not dealing with a horrible ice storm like they are dealing with in parts of the south. Arkansas, crippling ice storm here. Little Rock on north. Dallas, Texas, all of the suburbs around Dallas. This will be paralyzing for a time today. Travel at a standstill. Airports will be closed. Tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people could be without power for a couple of days, and that's a bad thing considering how cold it's going to be down here. So they're dealing with that. Thankfully, we don't have too many worries with that. We're going to be shoveling. We're going to be dealing with snow, but at least it's not a crippling ice storm. So that's how things are looking right now. And, of course, look at the cold off to the north and the west. It's in the single digits and teens below zero all throughout parts of the upper Midwest. And I'll plot up the wind chills real quick here. Take a look at wind chills. Minus 30, minus 36, minus 38. That's what it feels like up in the Midwest this morning. So everything's a matter of perspective. It could be a lot worse. Over on my blog, ericwfmj.com, ericwfmj.com, I posted this a while ago, and I'll pop this up now. This is an animation of the simulated radar today, starting 7 o'clock this morning and going through 7 o'clock this evening, and we'll go hour by hour through this. And as this goes forward, this is going to show basically what we expect to have happen today. Here's 9 o'clock. And then 10 o'clock, some light snow around. It may be snowing a little bit, but it's not going to be really sticking, especially to paved surfaces. 11 o'clock and noontime, again, especially south of Interstate 80. Maybe we're dealing with a little bit of snow. But then watch what happens as we get into the afternoon. Here's 1 o'clock, and then here next is 2 o'clock, starting to get into some of these deeper blues, some heavier snow, again, especially south of Interstate 80, Mahoning County, Lawrence County, Columbiana County. And then by 4 o'clock, might let up for a time, but then another wave of deeper moisture heads our way. And after sunset this evening, this is when the snow will have absolutely no trouble sticking, and it's going to be tough to get around. 6 o'clock is what we're showing here. 7 o'clock, still some moderate snow. And then as we go forward after that towards 8 o'clock and beyond, we're talking about more moderate to perhaps heavy snow up until maybe 10 or 11 this evening. All right, let's talk accumulations. Got a couple of models we'll show you here, and they're in pretty good agreement today. Here's the European model. Total snowfall, and this jives pretty well with our forecast that we've been advertising for a couple of days now here at 21 News, and it has the bullseye, kind of the hot pinks, from Cincinnati and maybe Louisville, right along the Ohio River and back towards northwestern Arkansas. That's where a lot of places are going to get 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 inches worth of snow. And then as you get up towards, say, I-70, kind of right in through here, once you're north of there, I think amounts will be closer to our range, somewhere between 3 to 6, maybe 7 inches, and then even less as you're up towards the Toledo area. So that's what the European model is advertising. The high-resolution NAM model has a similar idea. Again, the bullseye out here, Dayton, Cincinnati, just south of Indianapolis. And then once you're up into northeast Ohio, western PA, a lot of us in our backyards might get 5, 6 inches. Maybe someone gets 7, especially in Columbiana County. But generally, all of the viewing area is going to fall somewhere between 3 and 6. I think you're more likely to get 3 up in northern Trumbull County, northern Mercer County, closer to the I-80 corridor. A lot of backyards are going to get 3, 4, 5, 5.5, and then you got a good chance of 6, maybe 7 or so down towards the Route 30 corridor in Columbiana County and heading over towards Lawrence and Beaver counties in Pennsylvania. So real quickly here, we will show you the SREF model. This is an ensemble model, and if you're a regular viewer of this video, I've explained this a couple of times now. Basically, a computer model has its initial conditions in the model changed a little bit several times, and then the models run over and over again. And this way we get kind of a spread of model solutions that we can look at. And this has anywhere from 2, this bottom line here, up to a maximum of 9. That's the spread of possibilities according to this model in southern Trumbull County, where the airport is. This is for the airport area. The average, or the mean, is the darker line that's right in through here, and that average is about 5 3/4, close to 6, according to the latest SREF model. So again, something that also jives pretty well with our forecast. So 3 to 6, closer to 6 south, closer to 3 north, up into northern Trumbull, northern Mercer. All right, let's talk about beyond this storm, because we've got another round of wintry weather coming our way late Sunday. This one will be a little different, though. This one will start as snow Sunday afternoon, light and then moderate. Maybe we'll get an inch or so. And then a transition over to, unfortunately, maybe some freezing rain for a time, and then a transition to rain. And this is shown here, same SREF model I showed you, except this time what we've got here is just a plot of the chance of precipitation type. And Sunday starts right here. Anywhere to the right of that, that's Sunday. The blue line's snow, so a good chance of snow by Sunday afternoon, maybe an 80% chance. Then watch the chance of snow drop, and the chance of ice, that's the red right here, increase by Sunday evening. 7 o'clock Sunday evening is right here. So by a couple of hours after sunset into the evening, we could be dealing with a few hours worth of freezing rain, perhaps some sleet mixed in. And then after that, as we head towards Monday morning, this chance of ice drops off. Notice the red line drops. And then the chance of rain, the green, increases. So this will go from snow to ice to rain. And if the timing's just right, we'll be okay Monday morning. If the changeover to rain occurs early enough in the night, Sunday night, Monday morning's commute should be all right. If the ice holds on maybe a little longer than expected, maybe up until 4 a.m. or something, 5 a.m., then Monday morning, early morning commuters, you could have a kind of a tough one there. All right, long-range temperatures real quickly. We're going to break out of this very cold pattern that we're about to settle into eventually. But here's that cold snap for, well, here's cold snap number 1 that we're in right now. Here's cold snap number 2 for the middle of next week, where we could be as much as 20 degrees below average. That's right in through here. And that's this line right here, I should say. 20 degrees below average, and then we're going to gradually snap out of it. And I'm optimistic that the second half of December will not be as cold as the first half compared to average. It's going to be cold, yeah, it's December, but compared to average, second half of December probably not quite as bad. So we've got some brutal cold to get through middle of next week, and then after that, things look better. All right, that's an extended version of weather for Weather Geeks on this Friday. Stay safe. I'll have updates throughout the day. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, ericwfmj.com, my weather blog. So I will see you then, and I'll see you today on 21 News, midday at noon.